Hi guys, so here's a video of the stretching that I've been talking to you guys about. This is basically my stretching routine, so hopefully you can get everything in here. So first of all, I start with the foam roller, and I'm gonna go through this super fast, just because I don't think I'll do it this way, just because I don't think that you guys need to do a 25-minute routine with me, but so you get an idea. So I start with the glutes, okay? Foam roll a little bit, then I put more pressure into the glutes, okay? Then I'll switch to the other glutes and do the same thing, and then follow that with a little bit more pressure, right? If you find a point that's tender, you can like find that point and stay there and just do some movement basically to loosen up that tender spot. Then I go into the hamstrings, right? So I go straight into it, okay? And I rotate just a little bit on the outside. I'll go a little bit on the inside, and I'll do the same thing with the other leg, right? So whatever you do on one side, you gotta do on the other one. If you find a tender spot, do the same thing. Now, you don't wanna go right in the middle, right? Where the nerve is. So you wanna go right on the outside of either side, right? So I'm stretching right here on the IT band. So I'm right on the outside, okay? Then I'll turn more into the inside, okay? And I'll foam roll that. Then I go straight into the middle of the leg. Basically, I'm right on top of my quad. And then I'll go into the inner leg, okay? And I'll do the same thing, do a different angle, okay? I'll do the same thing. So on the incline, I'm on this part, okay? Once I foam roll that, then I'll roll into the outer, upper, and lower quad. Then I go into the middle of the quad, and then I go into the inner quad. This one tends to be a little bit more tender. Once I do that, roll back, and then I basically do my back. And I'm doing this super fast, just so you guys get an idea, right? So you roll back, you feel your back pop a little bit, stretch it out, go through the rolling, lean on one side, and on the other side, if you find a tender spot, stick with it for a little bit. Once we do that, we're done with the foam roll, right? So we go straight into the stretching. Here's the fun part. So start with stretching, hold, you know. If you're not as flexible, it's okay. Even if you're here, okay, just stay here. And then just find that point where it's tender and just gonna like hold it and then just bounce back a little bit. Don't bounce hard, just touch the tender point and come back, okay? And every time you should get a little bit better if you're consistent. And then I move around, right? Just stay a little bit on the uncomfortable side. Then I do a step forward, do a step back. You can bring your feet in. You can bring your other foot in, okay? Once you do that, then you can open up your legs and then stretch. Once again, if you're not this flexible, if you can only come up here, that's okay, okay? If you can only go down here, that's all right. Okay, do what you can. Just bounce, move, try to feel your body, okay? If you can hug your legs, hug your legs. If you can go back farther, okay? From this, I go into a lunge. This is gonna be really good for your hips and for the splits. With the goal here, okay, is to try to bring your hips towards your ankles, okay? So that's the goal right there. My knee is off the ground right now, okay? And you should feel that on your hips. On this part right here, your glutes should be stretching, okay? You do the same thing to the other side. I'll do it this way, okay? So once again, trying to drive my hips down here, okay? Once you do that, then I go, if you cannot do this, I'll show you a variation, but I go here, okay? And I try to rotate because that's uncomfortable, right? And I'll do the same thing to the other side, try to rotate. If you cannot do that, just, if you can only come here, that's okay, okay? If you need to help yourself, that's all right, okay? Just do whatever you can and slowly progress towards where you want to get, okay? Then you want to stretch your glutes. I'll do it facing this way so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you basically touch your, you're gonna almost like sit on your foot basically, okay? And you're gonna stretch all of this right here. If this is as far as you can go, that's fine. If you can hug the knee, that's fine. I'll show you a variation to make it even harder. I'll do the other leg this way, right? So you're basically putting your leg like this and you're pressing down on it, okay? If you want more, then you simply lean forward. If you want to make this even harder and you're right down on the floor, move this leg farther up so you're now parallel with the leg. Okay, you can see what I did, and that becomes harder. You should feel that in your glutes, okay? Once we're down here, but up, okay? Same thing. I do a lot of ballistic stretching, and then I do the holds, but you're basically gonna go to each side, okay? You're gonna hold, go towards the center, hold. If you can hug the floor, great. Listen, if you're just right here, that's all right. Next week, try to be right here. The week after, right there, okay? If this is all you can do, that's okay. Just get better each time. Once you're here, next thing, just bring one leg forward and lean. It makes it a little bit harder. It pulls on your lower back. Same thing, another variation that I usually do. Makes it even harder. Yeah, I feel that more on my hammies right now, right? Same thing. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. Boom. Go here, okay? Another thing that you can do, this is a little bit more advanced, but you'll get to it, is you grab one foot, okay? And then with this leg, with this hand, you just kind of like go under. That stretches a lot on your lower back, okay? And your hamstrings, okay? And then once you've done this, you go towards the front. Same thing, stretch, 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 stretch. You can do different variations, all right? Whichever one, however you want to do it, just find things that make you slightly uncomfortable, right? Another thing that I do, and this helps a lot with the hips. Should have brought them out here. So first of all, try to sit down if you can't. If you're here, that's okay. If you're here, that's okay. Anyways, another thing that I do is I come here, all right? So, and I try to reach, and then I come up, okay? Do the same thing. Try to reach, and then come up, okay? I'll do it from this side so you can see what I'm doing. Here, try to reach, and then come up, okay? Here, try to reach, come up. This helps a lot with opening up the hips, okay? Because if you think about it, you're here, and you have to like put this pressure, sideways pressure here. This works really, really good. Once you've gotten to this point, I'm gonna have to take my shoes off for this. Once you've gotten to this point, and I don't know how smooth this is gonna be on turf, but then you can start going more into the splits, okay? So you go back into this position that we were doing before, okay? Once you're a little bit more comfortable, then maybe you can leave your foot there, hug the floor a little bit. If you're a little bit more advanced, bring your leg hand under, okay, and get lower, get lower. If you want to get even lower, you can move your leg here, okay, you can hug, okay? More advanced, if you want to make it harder, you bring your leg here, you can only go so low. Whatever you do on one side, all right, we do on the other side. So we're here, right? Want to get more advanced, get lower, hug. This is helping really, really good, all right? All right, once we've done this, okay, if you want to start transitioning into it, I'm gonna do it with a slight angle so you can see, okay? You're here. If you're not here yet and you're here, that's okay. Just literally keep working into it, inch away each week, okay, until it starts to open up, okay? Once you're here, basically what you want to do is slowly start moving your leg forward and forward and forward. One day you're going to be probably like right here where there's a lot of gap, okay? And all you got to do is just hold it where it's uncomfortable, but it's doable, okay? And then you can bounce a little bit back and forth. At some point you'll be able to do a full split, okay? Once you get to this point, in order to advance, you can start leaning forward, okay? You can lean to the sides. You can start getting cool with it. You're always gonna have one side that's harder. This will be my harder side coming up, okay? So my hip feels tight right now, okay? I can still do it, but it's not the same. I can lean forward. It's a little bit more uncomfortable, okay? But it's doable, right? Another exercise to help you open up your hips, and I do this a lot before I do legs, just to see how much I need to warm up my legs and my hips, is this right here. You sit like this and just get up using your hips, okay? You do the same thing on the other side. One side, you do the same thing on the other side. All right? Now, you guys saw how to do the split. Basically, forward, back, and you go into your split. You can do different things. You can start elevating your feet after, okay? This took me about a year of consistency to be able to get to not being flexible to this. The side-to-side split is a little bit more challenging. I'm still working on it. I'm about right there right now, so I just sit back a little bit. But you can't really appreciate it on the video because I guess close to the camera, but I think I have about probably 4 or 5 inches before I can truly drop. But once again, you get there and stretch. This is very, very uncomfortable for me. I can touch the floor with the chin, but it's very uncomfortable. So this is where you want to almost like hang out for a little bit, right? So do these, guys, be consistent. That's what I've done. What you want to do is, before you train, okay, you want to do ballistic stretching where you're moving, you know, you're moving, okay? That's your stretching, right? After you train, after you work out, now you want to do the static stretching where you're holding. You don't want to do static before, okay? And this is my stretching routine and how I got to the splits, from not being able to be very flexible to doing splits in 1 year, doing it about 5 days a week for about 10 minutes before training and about 20 minutes after training. So 30 minutes a day of stretching will get you in about a year. If you're relatively healthy, I would say, and you don't have a lot of inflammation going on, we'll get you the splits. I hope this helped.